How we doing, folks? Daphne, hello. What is this? This is my fourth live, the Candle Enthusiast live stream. Thank you for joining me. I'm just gonna give everyone just a little bit of a moment, see if we can get. We got 3 folks joining us right now. Also, the camera is a bit askew. So while we're just waiting for a few folks to gather, I figured what we would do today, because as you can see behind me, or maybe you really can't tell, but trust me, it's just more gloom. I've had nothing but gloomy weather every day. I wanted to film something for the Candle Enthusiast channel, and it's really just, May has been clouds and rain, pretty much. The good news is, looks like towards the end of this week, things will be getting better. But let me tell you, I had some week this week. As you may or may not know, I spent some time in South Deerfield, the Yankee Candle Village flagship store, for their semi-annual sale. We attempted to do a live stream there as well. It didn't really turn out all that well. Hello, Angie. How you doing? And okay, so I still don't know how to pronounce your name correctly, but I typed your name wrong. Is it Maggie? I typed your name Margot in one of the comments, and I apologize for that, but I assure you it was the new computer. It was simply an autocorrect issue. All right, so we're up to 11 folks. So that's good. I'm happy. That's a nice circle of Candle Enthusiasts. Maggie is okay. I will call you Maggie from this point on. Very cool. Yeah, so we are doing a live mobile chat again. But in the near future, it looks like we're going to be fully set up for the MacBook Pro live streams. That's if we are not on location, and that will really be helpful, because right here on the side of the screen, you'll be able to see everyone's comments. They won't disappear so quick. I'll be able to see them for a little bit longer time, and then plus, if you're not here with us live, you'll be able to watch later on the video and still see the questions I'm being asked, instead of me just speaking directly into the camera. Still don't like this framing. All right, so in the title of this live stream, what did I say? I said the outcome or the aftermath of the Yankee Candle semi-annual sale. So I'm going to catch you up on that. I'm also going to do a little bit of show and tell. The P.O. Box situation, my P.O. Box, the Candle Enthusiast box for products, for review, has really started to pick up a little bit, and I'm actually getting a little bit behind, so I really want to show you guys some of the things that I will be reviewing in, let's say, the coming week or 2 weeks at most. And I think, as far as Deerfield is concerned, yeah, that's a good place to start. That's where I said I was going to start. Let me show you what I came home with. Now, you guys already know that I picked up the Sea Americas candles. You know that I picked up the autumn candles already for 2017. And when it comes to a lot of their back catalog, I pretty much have a lot of what I need and what I really enjoy. And what I found was, I got a couple things like Mountain Lodge. I got a couple more of those. I ended up getting another caramel pecan pie, a few of the treasures. I was really hoping to find Fireside. Do you remember that candle? Fireside, not Fireside Treats, Fireside. They had at least 24 of them the last time I was there, but they had sold out completely. But if you saw my last vlog, the vlog that I actually just posted probably about an hour and a half ago, I had these made. Check that out. Now, I'm sorry if this is a little bit of me getting a kick out of seeing myself on a Yankee Candle jar, but man, I mean, it was a bit chilling the first time I saw that. I'm like, whoa, to see Yankee Candle in my face, to hold a jar, much more thrilling than I imagined. So I got 4 of these, and I highly, highly recommend if you are interested. The scent is going to be pineapple cilantro. I like that fragrance a lot, the pineapple cilantro. I really got it more for the contrast of the color with the blue sky. I think the contrast looks really nice. But I had my doubts with these custom labels. I really didn't know how the procedure was going to go, but you simply email them a file of any photo you want. You have complete control as far as cropping the image the way you want it. They print it. If you don't like it, I assure you, if you don't like anything about it, they will help fix it. And I thought there was going to be like bubble issues and creases and all that stuff, and I thought that this was going to look like a really cheap like satin label. No, they did an excellent job. You have to, so can they airbrush? You know what? I already did that myself. As you can see, this is all Photoshop right here. As much as I would like to admit that I pose in front of apple blossoms on a daily basis, no, I put those apple blossoms there in Photoshop. So I got the pineapple cilantro, and I think maybe even Angie has a problem with this candle, and excuse me if I'm wrong, but I also got Bahama Breeze. Now, again, it was more, not so much for the fragrance, even though I like the fragrance a lot. Actually, whew, it's really good right now. It's more for the pop of the color. I really wanted those vibrant, saturated colors. Okay, so Sophie likes Bahama Breeze. Yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong with Bahama Breeze, right? You know, to me, it's a very melon-forward candle. I love melons. And then I had to go classic, right? These are 2 good ones for the colors. I had to get a classic one. Sean thinks it sucks. Testament to Sean of how unfiltered and how truthful and honest this gentleman really is. You have to love him, adore him for his honesty. Good to see Sean here. I also got Golden Sands with the old horizontal label, which I was happy that I found. Good color, and one for really just strictly for myself. It's not a great color, it's black, but I had to do it. Dreamy Summer Nights. Does anybody else have a fascination with this candle? I can't tell you what it is. I think it's so anti-Yankee Candle. That's the reason why I like it so much. I just feel it's like almost like it's taboo. It's like Yankee Candle breaking their own rules. So I had to pick up the Dreamy Summer Nights in the jar. Look at that. Look at these compliments. Sean likes the vanilla in it. You know, one thing I did notice. I'm always afraid like Yankee Candle is gonna like call me up and yell at me for this, but I gotta be honest too. Like Sean, you gotta learn from Sean. I noticed right off the bat with this label versus the 2017 pour with the keyhole label. At least from my experience, from the many candles that I compared side by side of the old versus the new, a little bit different fragrance. Dreamy Summer Nights, Bell Book and Candles with Us. So those are the 4 personalized labels. Again, that might be your thing, it may not be your thing. To me, it was so much more rewarding than I thought it would be. And, I mean, maybe it makes me look full of myself, but... Oh, and the coolest part, and if you watch my last video that I just posted, you'll see it. They asked if they could take my photo, because the people printing out the labels, you know, they recognized me. They had previously seen some of my vlogs, and they asked me if they could print out a label for themselves, put it on a candle, and put it on display. My mind blew. That to me, such a big honor. You know, all of the things I've accomplished in my life, you know, something like that makes me smile so much. So hopefully it'll be there for more than a week or two, but for a second there, I looked from a distance and saw my candle, my face, up on the walls of Yankee Candle, and I was immortalized. All right. So, I promised show and tell here. So I have this bag of stuff that I've been getting in my P.O. box. I got some boxes here. Let's get to the boxes, because I really don't know what's in the boxes. Oh, I certainly said yes. And that just reminds me, if anyone's not following me on Instagram, I don't post a lot of like really funny, clever, witty stuff, but it's a great way to kind of keep in touch with what I'm doing. If you ever want to know where my next video is going to be filmed, I'm always posting where I am on location, and always posting if I'm going to be doing a live video. So it's like a visual email, if you will. So if you guys are not following me, my Instagram is candle.enthusiast. No the, candle, no the. Just candle.enthusiast. Follow me there, and you'll see all of those little snippets. It's a great way to strengthen our communication. So again, we have a box addressed to the Candle Enthusiast. There's a return address, but it says international standard shipping. This is certainly from the UK, but it doesn't have anybody's name on it. I guess what this is. But let's see, you know what? Let's do that one first. Unboxings. I love doing unboxings now, because when I would do unboxings not live, I would just edit me cutting it all up. This way you guys actually get to see the process, and they did a good job taping this. So what did you guys pick up for the semi-annual sale? Anything good? Anything special? No? Alright. So this is something that surely looks like a candle, but it looks like I have more unwrapping to do. That is heavy. And just in case you don't know, I do have a P.O. box. If you're a company or just a viewer, you're a consumer, if you want to have me smell anything on camera, in the description below there's going to be the address for my P.O. box. Check that out. Don't spend a lot of money though. Honey apple milk cups galore. Says Kevin. Kevin got his milk cups, his fall 2017 milk cups. Thanks for joining, Kevin. I forgot to mention that Kevin, huge fan of Bahama Breeze as well. Alright, I'm sorry this is taking so long. This thing is just really wrapped. Okay, so I thought I knew what this was, but oh my god, is this beautiful or what? Oh my god. I hope you guys can get a good look at what that is. Your eyes are not deceiving you. That does say Dom Perignon Champagne with a 2006 vintage. So a brut champagne from Dom Perignon. Dom Perignon is one of the biggest names, if not the biggest name, in the champagne world. And I'm not talking about sparkling wine. I'm talking about sparkling wine coming specifically from the Champagne region. This has been modified into a vessel and turned into a candle. I'm gonna review this later, but that doesn't mean I can't. I don't know. Is the company trying to mimic? And the company, you know, I don't see any literature. Maybe there's literature in the next box. I can't remember the name of the company right off the top of my head that sent me these. I don't know if they're going for a champagne aroma, but I'm definitely picking up on some sparkling wine notes, that's for sure. Very, I'm gonna use the word because we're talking about sparkling wine, very effervescent lime smell. Very pretty and masculine at the same time. It's pretty, masculine can be pretty. And very, very creamy. This is going to be really fun to review. So once again, Dom Perignon. Does anybody know who, let me try to give you a trivia question. What Hollywood icon was a really big fan of Dom Perignon? It was pretty much the only thing she would ever drink. Does anybody know? I just gave you a clue. It was a she, and I said was in the past tense. Does anybody know? Yes, it was. So Aubrey Ann, it certainly was Miss Marilyn Monroe, Norma Jean, and something that just popped into my mind that's crazy. And I have to ask this company if they planned this out. So this was certainly Marilyn Monroe's favorite wine. Let's just say champagne. But this was also served at Princess Diana's wedding. And if you think, can you see the connection I'm trying to make here? Candle in the Wind? Candle in the Wind, Elton John, the Elton John tune, right? He wrote it for Marilyn Monroe, Norma Jean, and then he rewrote the lyrics after the passing of Princess Diana. And it's a candle. It's a candle in the wind. How? It's amazing, the synchronicity that's just floating out in the wild here. Let's keep this going, guys. That's mind-blowing, isn't it? All right, man, they really did a good job taping. Now, I'm gonna link up this company as soon as this video is officially posted. Yes, Carl, nice little Carl Jung synchronicity statement right there. Nice that we're on the same wavelength. Bell book. All right, so it looks like just another one. I hope it's not just the same thing, because I really don't need two. Although it does smell different. Still getting that citrus, really pretty forms of citrus. There's no question that these candles are, they're using essential oils for these candles, because they are very deeply intense and complex. So it looks like another, I still, what is happening here? This is, it's the exact same thing. I don't know about the fragrance yet. It's Dom Perignon, Brut, non-vintage, this one. So there's no year. But it's got that neon green label. Can you see that? You know, on the bottom of a champagne bottle, right? You have this little area here. They call this the punt. So your server can pour your wine at the table with their thumb right there in the punt. You see this? Do you guys know what this is? It's battery operated. I mean, what is it? It's not a fake candle. I think I know what this is. Oh my God. Can you see that? How? Come on. So yes, Dom Perignon, I forgot all about this. they have, it's a line of non-vintage wines. I think it's called Luminous, if I'm not mistaken, and it started out with just being like very vivid colors, and you would throw black light on it in a bar-like setting. But I completely forgot all about this. But yeah, they have these battery-operated ones, so you don't need any black light. You can have a fully illuminated Dom Perignon non-vintage brut bottle. Very easy to tell that this is soy wax. A little bit more masculine this time around. We're dealing with a lot more of those herbal, grassy outdoors, out in the backyard, scraping up the soils and rocks, the clover, the pine trees. This is a much more outdoorsy fragrance. Right? Sean's all about the illumination, right? Look at that. Look at that. And I'm so sorry that I don't have the name of this company right now, but I will be reviewing these candles, and as soon as this video is officially posted, I will put the company name. They just did not pack me any literature on the candle, which is one of my things I ask everyone to do. Make sure you send all of your social media links and your website, so this way I can plug you to the best of my abilities. But one more look. Oh man, that is good stuff. I like that. That I enjoy. Very nice. And just in case, if you guys are, I think someone may have even asked, I'm not sure, if you're wondering if these are real Dom bottles, they are. These are real Dom bottles. And I don't know if I said the vintage on this one, 2006. 2006, that's the recent vintage. That tells you how long it takes to make a vintage Dom Perignon bottle of wine. Isn't that crazy? 2006 is their current release. They don't make it every year. They only release it on the best of the best of the best of the best years. And 2006 was pretty darn good. And as I hear it, 2006 was Robert De Niro's favorite vintage of Dom Perignon. All right, we got more goodies. I'm gonna have fun with those candles. And there's a size difference. There's a size, definitely a size difference there. Look at that. You get a little bit more of that beveled edge there, or whatever you want to call it. All right, so I have some companies that I've been talking to, I've been working with. We're trying to schedule out things. One company that, if you're into small production, handcrafted, hand-poured, artisanal candles, you probably have heard this name, Werther and Gray. And they make some really intriguing candles. This one is called the Witch Hunt. And I've been wanting to do a whole video on Werther and Gray, so I didn't want to just do this one candle. And see that guy? Did you see him? If you see him again, well, he won't be able to hear you. I was going to tell you to say hello. He's innocent, I promise you. Someone's photobombing. If you want to know honestly, that was my father right here. This is my father's cabin right here in his backyard. I usually try to be a little bit elusive to where I am at the given moment, but I am at my home residence right now with a house that I grew up in, visiting my parents. Witch Hunt. Yeah, so this one I think I remember getting for Salem, and then I realized how inappropriate that was going to be. I will say hello to him. that cottage there. That's his little home away from home. He just retired, if you can believe this, 43 years from working at the Culinary Institute of America in Hyde Park, New York. So he's in full retirement mode. He's loving it. The springs here. He's got his garden planted out back of that cottage right there. It is his man cave. It is his man cave. So yeah, I don't know if I'm going to review this on its own or if I'm going to get more candles from Werther and Gray. They do a lot of literature based candle concepts. I really like that. I think it's a really great idea. So I want to get a few more from them, and then we'll be doing that one. But this, let me tell you, you can smell this from miles away. But I definitely thought it was a little bit inappropriate to do a witch hunt in Salem, New York. But speaking of Salem, pick something in Salem. I was there just passing through and was inquiring about Witch City Wicks. Witch City Wicks is another craft candle company that I adore. You guys know that. I got some candles from them. But while I was in Salem, picked up this. And I can't really drink sugar or too much of it. So I figured I'd try it out for you guys. And if I like it, maybe you guys want to give it a shot. Not a candle, but you'll see why I picked it up. It's called Witch's Brew. That's correct, Witch's Brew. Birch beer. So I'm gonna try that and show you some of the other candles that we have. Wow. Look at the color on that. It's like crystal. It's crystal clear. Give that a second to chill down. All right, so Witch City Wicks. This is what's coming up really soon, guys. I like I said, I adore this company and everything they've made, everything I've smelled from these folks has really followed the philosophy that I believe when it comes to candle making. They're not in it to just say, ooh, that's a pretty smell. They're in it for the art. They're in it for the storytelling. They're in it to provoke feelings, memories, to take you places so that you can close your eyes and have those wheels start rolling, the imagination start flowing. To me, that's what candles and fragrance, aromas are really all about. I've never tried oak wine? How does that even work? Oaked, like in the past tense, oaked wine? That's interesting. I'll give this a sip. I love Kringle candles. And we have Jorge and Cookie Hill in the house. I love Kringle Candle with all my heart. I have to do more content geared on Kringle Candle. I promised I would. So here it is. Smells now, if you don't know much about ginger beer, I say it all the time, has a very wintergreen note to it. And I'm getting that a little bit. But honestly, this kind of just smells like root beer at the moment. Witch's Brew, birch beer, no company, but it says that it's from Salem, Massachusetts. Oh, that's refreshing. Not kidding. I was gonna say it wasn't incredibly sweet for a soda. Hi Diane, she's just tuning in. Thanks for tuning in. I'm drinking birch beer, Diane. I thought this was not going to be that sweet by tasting it, for a soda, that is. But it's pretty sweet. 41 grams of sugar. But that is incredibly refreshing. And having that wintergreen, that feeling, helps that cooling sensation in the lungs and the nasal passages. Very refreshing stuff. I gotta stop drinking it though, because then you guys will really start to see my hands shake. So Witch City Wicks, I'm going to be doing a whole really fun themed video for Witch City Wicks. Definitely on location, definitely a little bit spooky for the Witch City theme. But she sent me, and when I say she, it's the proprietor, Liz Frazier. Gotta love her. She sent me 4 tins of her collection. It's gonna be very hard to read it, but one is Wolf Moon, which, if I'm not mistaken, Wolf Moon, isn't that the first full moon of January? And I have smelled all these before, but oh man, so that's why it's okay for me to kind of get my nose in there. Wow. This is gonna be fun. This is like, it's beastly. I'll leave it at that. It's beastly. And speaking of beast, Beauty and the Beast, right? Did anyone order their iTunes download or pick it up on Blu-ray? I don't know if it's out on Blu-ray. I think it comes out today, or maybe next week. But this would be a great Beauty and the Beast themed candle as well. So complex. And another thing about Liz and Witch City Wicks, I ordered one candle. I didn't want to say, hey Liz, can you send me a candle? I just ordered one little tin. She sent me 4, and on the back of this postcard, this is a testament to how great these folks are. She goes, hi Shane, thanks for your order, but I can't just send you one travel tin. If you ever want any candles for review, just email me, and I'll be glad to send some to you. Thanks, Liz. P.S. I'm opening up a shop. Please come back and visit. I will be back, and I believe the shop is already open in Salem, Massachusetts. So if you're in that area, you're close to that area, make sure you check them out. So the one I actually wanted to purchase because of the season, you can't read that though, can you? It's called Green Man. And everything about this candle is green and outdoors and super fresh. I mean, this candle is so fresh, it's almost alive. It's living. You can smell all of those mossy, grassy, chlorophyll-rich plants and soils growing right out of this candle. And if you've ever burned a Witch City Wick before, you know how intense they are. They really throw an enormous amount of aroma in your living space. The next one is called Bite Me. Little play there, vampire themed candle. Now these are all hand poured by Liz. She pours each and every candle herself. And this one, we'll get into it, but it's taking a big time, I don't want to say Hawaiian punch. I'm going to say authentic fruit punch aroma here. This is Fruit Punch City. But man, I want to say Hawaiian punch, and that's not to belittle this candle, but that's where this is taking me. I mean, this is taking me to like 7th grade dance, in the auditorium with the punch bowl or the Hawaiian bunch snack boxes, sippy straws. That's not, no blood scent, no blood scent. Although that was a conversation that Liz and I had. It's kind of a running joke that I was curious to see if she was ever going to make an iron-rich, bloody smelling candle. She's a little bit too elegant. That's a little bit too tacky for her taste, and I fully appreciate that. I mean, just look at this postcard. I mean, she designs all of the graphics herself, all the photography. It's all her. She's got really great taste. And the last one is called Church. If you've ever been to Salem, you know how many churches, historic churches, these ancient buildings, how many of them are in that town. So it's a very large experience when you go there. Ecto Cooler. Yes. So Hawaiian Punch on the Bite Me. And then Ecto Cooler. Ecto Cooler, let me clear this up, guys. Whenever I say candy, or a candle smells like candy, or if I say something like Ecto Cooler or fruit roll-ups, I said that not too long ago, I'm not trying to make fun of the candle. I'm trying to convey to you what I smell. And if I said something like, ooh, this candle smells like a Southern Hemisphere elephant plum, like a sommelier, right? A Southern Hemisphere elephant plum. You're gonna be like, what are you talking about? But if I say it smells like fruit by the foot, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, I remember that. I had that when I was a kid. So I'm not belittling fragrances when I use things like Ecto Cooler. I'm just trying to do my best to communicate with you what it is that I smell. Church. This is so beautiful. This smells like old ancient building with those church incense of frankincense and myrrh, but without the smokiness. You know what I mean? It doesn't have that pungent smoke. It just smells like that sweet resin and that rustic old building. So I am looking forward to that. Look at that. When you order your little travel tins, you get them all in your nice little pouch. Nice little linen pouch with the Witch City Wicks logo. Big shout out to Witch City Wicks. A lot from them on this channel coming up very soon. Gotta have another sip of this birch beer. How we doing on time? We're doing good on time, right? So we had a Salem birch beer, we had Salem Witch City Wicks. I must have said Witch City Wicks like 1,000 times already. But we have another candle company out of Salem called Candle, with a K for a K instead of a C. That's how they spell it, just Candle, K instead of a C. Really great folks as well, super friendly. The two gentlemen that run this shop, I kind of we became friends within the first 5 minutes when I was there. We were just really hit it off. Such great guys, and they gave me a bunch of goodies to walk out the door with. But we're planning a future segment the next time I visit Salem with them as well. But they did give me this one candle called Midsummer's Night. Very familiar name. Midsummer's Night. And honestly, it's a very familiar aroma as well. Not too far off, in the same realm as Yankee Candle's Midsummer's Night. So, is it owned by the Kardashians? It's not. It's not. But that would be funny. That's funny. It's a good joke. This has a very cologne cologne-driven profile. A lot of those herbs that you're gonna find in colognes. The same herbs that you're also gonna find, you know, the basil and but also like the clover and the pine that you find in Irish Spring. But above and beyond that, there's a little bit more depth to this too. There's definitely more, kind of like that green man I was talking about. There's a freshness. There's fresh grass, not fresh cut grass, but fresh grass, fresh green biomass materials. Very appropriate for this time of year. I guess it's called Midsummer's Night, so for the summer as well. But very masculine scent. Very masculine scent. Very nice. Candle. We're going to be hearing more about these folks as well. They even gave me some incense, because I know very little about incense. So I'm trying to brush up on it. This compacted biomass material. To me, this smells like, because I grew up with this stuff. This smells like what you would find, what do you call those little pillows that are stuffed with aromatic bio products? They're like little sachets. Yes. And I remember when I was probably 8 years old, I bought one at Fort William Henry, and I was so fascinated by the aroma. Because it kind of smelled like pine trees, it kind of smelled like outdoors, but I couldn't quite wrap my brain around it. I loved it. I probably still have it packed away somewhere with all my childhood things. But going to be venturing into incense one of these days, at least in this realm, because it's one topic that I know very little about. Huge shout out now to one of our viewers, one of our followers, one of our loyal subscribers here on the Candle Enthusiast channel. And I'm not talking about for a week or 2 weeks. I'm talking about like from like the first week I started making videos. Ruffles 2012. They sent me a very lovely gift during the holiday season. This was when I first got my P.O. box, and I really wasn't promoting it, but I kept postponing it because what this is not a candle. And to be perfectly fair, I said send me anything aroma related. They sent me pretty darn high quality vials of fragrance oils. Some of these may be essentials, but either way, these are not inexpensive. There's a dozen of them in there, and I want to make sure that I put these to great use. I want to make sure that I do a video that's, you know, a little bit educational, still entertaining and fun, but to really put these to good use so that I could teach myself, teach you guys if you don't know. But this was a very wonderful gift. Little pipettes here, and sunflower oil. Oh, it's the carrier oil that came in this. But this was sent to me back in November, and you know, I really just wanted to give a huge shout out to Ruffles 2012. I haven't forgotten about this. This is on the agenda for the near future. Yeah, video on oils, you know, like I gotta do my research. I gotta do a little bit of homework. It was very nice. It was very nice of Ruffles. So thank Ruffles for that entire video that is eventually going to be made. What else? This was mailed to me. Okay, Country Heart, you missed 40 minutes. That's okay. That's okay. It's actually the number. We got 17 people watching. Got 17 people watching. That's great. That's great. For, what is it, a Tuesday? Very weird time. We're going to have to figure out a good time that's, you know, appropriate for everyone here. So what I have here is small company for sure. Handmade. Hi, Rebecca. It's okay. It's okay if you're late. We're just talking about fun products that have been sent to me via USPS. That says damn handsome beer soap. I mean that's what that says. Face and Shave. I'm guessing that's the name of the company, Face and Shave. And this particular soap is called Scotch Ale. Scotch Ale. Now, it also has a price tag of $8. I didn't pay anything for it, but the price point does have $8 on it. Scotch Ale. You got any beer fans out there? Let's see what's going on. See if this is an authentic. Netherlands. I feel like I'm not paying attention to your comments as much as I should. So let me smell this candle or soap. See if this is authentic to what I know from my experience. Okay, so I have to remember, I'm not editing this. I have to do this quick. Okay, so baking spices, right? Baking spices on top of even larger aroma of like raw honey. We're getting that rustic raw honey, very dark color amber honey with some spices in the background, which makes sense for the beer. I'm just having a difficult time actually smelling a little bit of oakiness. There's a little bit of oakiness. Okay, so we're getting closer to that Scotch Ale. And it's very soapy. Okay, so for me, and it looks like it's got some nice, look at that, exfoliant materials in there. To me, this smells amazing. It smells really good. I would love to use this. I'm a little bit concerned about the Scotch Ale part. You guys like this porch? All right. So, I like it. I like the smell of it. If you're a big beer aficionado and you're expecting it to be highly authentic, I don't know if this is necessarily gonna be like a super home run, but it's definitely a great smelling soap that now that I've opened it, I will be using. Very cool. All right, so that's it. That's all I got for my P.O. Box. I'm gonna give it one more shout out. P.O. Box, the Candle Enthusiast, P.O. Box 64, Modena, New York 12548. Of course, that is going to be down in the description below. Yes, the Scotch Ale certainly almost got me in the mood to get into a geeky beer mood by a bunch of international beers. Any questions? We're getting close to that 1 hour mark, and I feel like I haven't been paying attention to you guys. Yes, one of those days we will certainly have. You know, I'm a strong believer. If Walt Disney had not passed away so young, or if he was still with us, let's put it that way, we would be much closer to smell-o-vision than we are at this point. He would have figured it out. He would need like one weekend to iron things out, and he would have figured it out. So, any chance I could review a Woodwick candle Yes, well, I have one. I showed it on my a couple lives ago. It's the radish rhubarb, which was really interesting. So I'll burn that. I usually just smell the candles cold, but we'll smell that cold. We'll burn it. I'll put a pretty good directional microphone up to it so we can hear how loud that crackling actually sounds. And because a lot of people are saying it's kind of like not disturbing, but like annoying. It could be distracting. So we'll look into that. We'll see how much noise it would make. Ice creams in Munich. Candles empty video. Will I ever do a candles empty? Guys, I just don't know how to say. I don't go through candles that fast. I don't know how people do it. If they have candles just burning all day around. I mean, for me to successfully get through an entire Yankee Candle could take me forever. I mean, that's because I have so many. To me, they're like books in a library. You know, when I go into the library of my collection, I'm like, well, what do I want to read right now? I don't want to just burn one candle and then it's gone forever. I want to put it back on my shelf, put it back on my collection. And I try to finish them up within, a 5-year range, unless it's a very special candle. But I really don't go through them that fast. But if you're asking if I'll do a post-burn video, that I'm working on. I've been working on this for a while, a post-burn video. Let me talk about this because it's a good topic. Because I know I get a lot of, I won't say criticisms for this, but a lot of people just don't understand why I don't do it. When I do my evaluation to my standards, as far as candles, wine, coffee, food, whatever it may be, I like to take a highly scientific approach. And for me, just burning it in my house or in a single room, even just a smaller room to concentrate the smell, that's not good enough for me. I'm trying to figure out a way where I can construct some form of contraption, a chamber that I can not only calculate but record some data on the throw, or what I like to call the carry of a candle, the intensity of the candle fragrance separation, meaning like if you're up close to the candle, you might smell like pine trees and like cranberries, but from 20 feet away you might smell that pine tree but the cranberry's gone. So all of these variables, all these factors, I want to put them to the test, and I want to record as much data as possible, and in order to do this, I'm really working hard trying to figure out, like I said, a very scientific approach of going about this. Because for me, that's where the fun is. That's where the pleasure is. I'm not a big fan of just pushing my opinion on people. I really want to present you with data that I've collected. Data, not my opinion. That's just what I do. So that's a very good question. That we're getting closer to that. We're getting very closer to that. You better believe by the time we are full steam ahead for the holiday season, we will be talking about candles, candle fragrance on the burn, candles, wax melted in its airborne, volatile state, all of that great scientific stuff. Trust me, in the long run, we're all gonna know so much more about candles. I just have to really do my homework and iron a bunch of things out. And I missed thousands of questions, not thousands, all of your questions while I was describing that. Anything else? We're getting very close to that 1 hour line. It goes so fast, guys. Does it go fast for you? And the thing is, like, you guys are sticking around. Like, you're watching. That's what's great. That's what's great. It's not like you're like, I'll turn this off. Do you guys have any recommendations as far as Um, um, Sean's still here. Sean's still here. Not saying something. Cool mug. Cool mug. Yeah, so Burbank, Big Boy. I don't know if it's the original, but this is the Big Boy. This is from the one right outside of Warner Brothers Studios, where all of our favorite celebrities hang out. And whenever I go, my brother and I, we sit in David Lynch's booth. It's the first booth when you walk in the front door on the right-hand side. David Lynch, every time he goes in, that's his booth right there. And it's so weird to sit there. But when you sit there and the Big Boys, it's amazing. It originated in Pittsburgh, says Soul Surfer. And Rebecca and I talked about this too. It's amazing, and the celebrities you'll see, and you get over it so quickly. Great French fries and sundaes. Yes, Bell Book, thank you for pointing that out. She said if you missed it, she's very excited for the next phase of my life, and I'm glad she put it that way. You know, this really, I'm looking at this channel, this project, I'm calling it a project, but it really is a journey for me. You know, imagine a big lump of clay. That's what this was when I launched this channel. And every day I'm chiseling away at it or sculpting away at it, defining the edges, morphing it, changing, adapting to all of the changes around me. It's the best metaphor I can come up with in this moment. But I really like the way things are going. I really feel like at this point, you guys are on board with the idea of me just not sitting down and doing my crazy analytical reviews. I'm always going to do my reviews on candles, but I want to put context behind these things, right? I want to take us places. I want to go places. Think of it this way. Have you ever been watching TV? I always felt this way with Survivor Man. Remember Survivor Man? Where it's like, you're watching this show and you're like, oh my God, the last thing on earth right now I want to be doing is doing what he's doing. But I want to watch it so bad. So I want to kind of give you guys that experience. I want to do really fun locations where you don't necessarily always want to be exploring those locations, but you want to vicariously be visiting or taking the journey along with me. Not to say that every place I go is going to be, like a jungle or something, but I mean, I want to keep them, really fun locations, things that you wouldn't find on the Travel Channel, things that only one person with one camera could do. We are getting closer and closer. We got a minute and 20 seconds. Minute and 20 seconds. You guys are so great. If you haven't already, it looks like everyone did. Thumbs up to the video only if you want. Thank you, Daphne. I really appreciate that. Rebecca, from the bottom of my heart, we talked about this all the time. Sean, thanks for joining us. All right, guys. So that's going to be it. Next time we do this live, I know you guys are starting to like this porch, but I want to make sure these are by Soul Surfer. Make sure you don't burn anything on the stove. Next time we do this live thing, I want to make sure that we're starting to do destinations, that we're in very specific places that are not only scenic, but are relevant to the candle or the fragrance that we're talking about. Everyone, I can't tell you, I say it all the time, but it bears repeating. Thank you so much. Without you, there wouldn't be this channel. Without you, I wouldn't be having this journey in my life. This path has been one of the most exciting and rewarding things I've ever done. And I wish I could do something more to thank you all for what you have given me. So please come back, stick with me, watch more of the shows, and we'll see you guys real soon. Bye-bye now.